Hello, hello. Is it working? Just tell me if you can hear me. That'll be a really good start. Uh, yeah, this is all new to me, so we'll see how we get on, shall we? I should probably mute myself over here on the left-hand side, and then how we doing? There's a massive delay between what I'm saying and what I can see on YouTube. He's here. He's here. Excellent. Loud and clear. Oh, that's good. That's good. Right, now the thing is, I'm going to have to get the chat from the actual stream itself over on my left. I've not worked out how to see the chat on my iPad in this Stream Deck thing that you told me about, Joe. So I will eventually work it out. But anyway, it's a good start. You can hear me. That's good. Who've we got in? We got Lee. Lee was first in. How you doing, Mr. Farrer? We've got British Ace, Joe, of course. Saiti, Queen Bee. How are you, Mr. Water? Excellent. Thanks everybody for coming in. You've come in to have a laugh, haven't you? Actually, it might go all right. It might go all right. We'll give it a try, shall we? Yeah, it's a route above Watford. Yeah, it's got to be. It definitely has to be. It includes Preston. You won't be surprised to know. So yeah, I thought I'd jump in the Pendolino, do a quick drive. That's the easiest. We'll do an express, shall we? We'll go from Carlisle down to Preston. There's no stops in between. I don't know, Joe, if you can do a quick drive and set up intermediate stops. I haven't worked that out yet. It looks like it's a from and to only. So, because don't forget, I'm getting used to this PC. I'm getting used to using a keyboard and mouse again after years, and I'm also getting used to Train Simulator. Even though it's a really old game, it's bizarre when you first jump in, and there's a bit of a learning curve, to be honest. So, yeah, we'll give it a try. Dave, how are you? Drowett, good to see you. Is Preston near the North Port? It's not far. It's not far. Yeah, it's good, Mr. Water. Yeah. Want me to try and locate a 390 scenario? Is the one on the West Coast main line? I tell you what, no, we'll do that next time, Joe, because I'm too nervous. I'll just do this quick one, shall we? I think it's about 90 miles though, so you know it's decent. Shall we just jump in? As per usual, as we always say, just let me know if the game sound is okay versus the voice, because I've done lots and lots of tinkering this week, just trying to get things set up. I'm on my headset as well. I have got a desktop mic. I've got an Elgato Wave 3, which I've not set up yet, because I need a bigger desk. So once I've got everything sorted out in my little room, then I'll add a bit more kit to it. I'm also getting a webcam. I haven't got that yet. That's something else I need to get. However, we'll do that quite soon. So, alrighty then. We need to get the thing going. I like to do a bit of this, even though I can use that new what I call the noobs hood. I do like to do a bit of this to get us going. There's 3 alarms on this, I always remember. Did I get through the third one? I must have done. Right, headlights. That looks good to me. Then we got the instrument lights. You can tell I've done this before. Except I'm trying to use the wrong mouse to do it, the wrong mouse wheel. Right, okay, I think we're good, you know. Let's just have a quick look outside. This is Carlisle Station. Wow, I need to get really used to that. Headlights look good. Let's zoom out a bit, shall we? Platform 4 straight down to Preston. What do you reckon? Let's go. Don't think I need to pick anybody up here, do I? In the quick drive scenario. No, just stop straight at Preston. Okay, fair enough. We'll give it some beans. Off we go. Right, looking good so far. I'm glad the sound's all okay though, because you never really know, do you, until you get going. I must say though, I've been playing this a couple of days, and do you know what? I've been quite enjoying it. I've obviously watched a lot of people over the years playing this, including Joe, British Ace, many times. And what I like about this game is that, like in the UK stuff, there's obviously, because it's been going a long time, there's a lot of places you can go in Train Sim Classic that you can't yet go in Train Sim World. So Train Sim World I'm just going to leave on the PS5. I'm not going to play it on the PC. I do have it on the PC, but I'm not going to play it on the PC. And then we'll do some of this going forwards on the PC. I should say a big thanks to Dovetail, of course, for giving me access as part of the Ambassadors program. They gave me this one as well, the West Coast Mainline North over Shap. Not North, it's the West Coast Mainline over Shap. There is a West Coast Mainline North. This was the first one that I wanted to drive that I've been watching everybody play for years and years. Oh, what I should say as well is, I noticed that if you're running something out of context, like we are here, a Pendolino on an old route, see there's a 47 over there, you can just set it to just have your own train on here. So we're going to see 47s, we're going to see 87s, I think, or 86s. I can't remember what runs on this natively, on this route, but we will see those. So if it looks a bit odd, that's why. Yeah, you do see the track enhancement pack. So that is the Armstrong Powerhouse pack, which I picked up yesterday, 12 quid. Just to make it look a bit better. I haven't got the weather pack yet, or the cloud packs, that kind of thing. I might wait for a sale for those, to be honest. Hopefully I can get these controls right. All you guys that have been playing this for years are thinking, what's he talking about? But I tell you what, coming from a controller, playing TSW, to having lots of different buttons to press on a keyboard is weird. It really is weird to start with. But, you know, that looks pretty good to me, that. We're never going to get TSW quality, but I quite like it. I'm going to give it the beans. Well, we've got 89 miles to platform 4B at Preston, so settle in. We're just going to have a little chilled ride down to Preston. Yeah, thanks Mr. Water, yeah, appreciate that. The other thing I should say about it is, I've got some other routes as well. I've got some non-UK routes, but I think I really want to use Train Sim Classic for the UK stuff. I want to try and build up as much of the UK stuff as I can get, including some of the stuff that's not standard routes. I've been looking into getting, you know, Preston to Blackpool. There's Preston to Barrow and the Cumbrian coast. So all kind of local to me. So I want to build some of that up as well. But I've been looking at some of the lists of requirements for some of those that people have created. It makes your eyes water. You need like 10 or 11 other routes to be able to allow them to work and all sorts of other stuff. So it's going to take me a bit of time to work all that out, I think, and probably a bit of money as well at the same time. But I've got plenty to be going on with. Yeah, no problems, Lee. Thanks. Right, I can probably go a little bit faster, can't I? So as far as the PlayStation goes, I still need to pick up a capture card. I haven't got one yet. Then I'll be able to stream the PS5 stuff, all the console stuff, in exactly the same way then. So that's another thing I've got on my shopping list. It's cost me a fair bit, to be honest. It's probably cost me what's it cost me? 1,500, between 15 and 1,800 quid, I want to say, for the whole lot. Now, as you know, I've not shelled that out all at the same time. The PC itself is probably worth way over £2,000, I would say, with the spec that it is. So I've saved a bit of money by building it myself. But there's a few other bits and pieces I still need to get, which I might get them soon, or I might just wait for the Prime Day. The next Prime Day. I'm not really that sure yet. We'll see. Well, thanks for coming in, and I'm glad it's working. It's working so far. So, actually, you know, that Streamlabs OBS, it isn't that difficult to set up. I was thinking, how am I going to get this going? And to be fair, I just tinkered around with it, watched a few YouTube videos. Joe gave me a few tips as well, so thanks to Joe. And here we are, we're up and running. So it's not bad at all. Right, we can speed up a little bit. 115 on this stretch, going up to 125. I'll tell you one thing I like as well over TSW about this is this information bar at the bottom, showing your upcoming with the upcoming speeds, and not only that, for route learning, the names of the different places that you're passing as well along the way. I think that's really interesting. It's a pity we don't have something like that in TSW. I know in the top right of the HUD you can sort of see when there's a speed change coming up, etc. But I like this idea at the bottom. The only thing about this is it's a balance, isn't it? Because you don't want to cover up the whole train, the whole sort of cab of the train with the information at the bottom. But it's a bit of a balancing act. But I quite like it, and you can see the gradient as well coming up at the bottom. Let's put it into notch 4. So we've got the tilt on, I believe. That's the tilt, is it? The tilt is in normal. So we should start tilting. You got a 2018 Helios Predator gaming laptop, which is fine at the moment, even though it's got a GTX 150 Ti. Yeah. I think a lot of the games like this type of game's not going to stretch things, is it, really? Depends what you're playing, isn't it? Say you need to save for a PC when I play TSC, so much variety like TSW. Yeah, if I only had TSC, I would miss the look and feel of TSW. TSW is really good. I do like TSW, but actually this is okay in its own right. You know, as you said, there's lots of variety. It's been going that long now, and TSW's got quite a bit of variety, and that the library for TSW keeps building as well, doesn't it? But if you look on Steam for this, there's stacks of stuff. And there's a massive community, there's a lot of people playing it as well and creating stuff for it, which is quite nice. Just jumping in this week and just having a look around, I've been overwhelmed really as a noob coming into it. There's so much, and as Joe was saying, you know, there's all these other companies like Armstrong Powerhouse and Vulcan and people like that, all making, you know, content, paid content. I've got this track pack which enhances the standard look and feel of the track and the sleepers. I've put that in because after the first video I did during the week, people were saying, "Oh no, you can't run with that normal track. It looks naff." But again, as a noob, I didn't really see that, and then I watched a few videos comparing it, and straight away I thought, yeah, actually. So I spent the £12 at Armstrong Powerhouse and got that. But you can get signalling packs and all sorts. You can upgrade all your signalling. So it really is a hobby, this one. Evening, Gordon. How are you? Right, what was that now? Oh, speeding. That's because I'm looking at the chat. Does that emergency brake me now? If you speed, do you get braked? I suppose I do. Can I recover and carry on? Let's just see. Yeah, there we go. So you can recover whilst you're still moving. That's good. Mr. Watt says Builder Simulator is coming to console. It's in the wishlist section of PS. Is it? I've not seen that. Builder as in like a person building, you know, as opposed to construction sim, which is all vehicles, isn't it? That'd be quite interesting. Dave says, would my Acer gaming laptop support TST, a DDR4, and Nitro 5 Lappy? I don't know. What graphics card has it got, Dave? I think one of the main things is the graphics card. If nobody knows, I guess what you could do is get the spec from, you know, about this PC and submit it as a ticket. You could submit it as a ticket to Dovetail and ask them, and they'll tell you. I mean, this game's 10 years old, isn't it? So I don't know whether they've upped the minimum spec in all that time from 10 years ago, but your laptop's certainly not going to be 10 years old, is it? So you might be alright. It's worth asking them though, unless somebody knows. This is Gordon. This is the West Coast main line over Shap, and we're just approaching Penrith now. See, this is why I like this at the bottom. This is why I like this. But here's Penrith Station coming up, look, in just under a mile and a half. I quite like the info that it gives you. Building Simulator is okay, not the best, gets repetitive. Oh, it's already on PC, is it? Right, I'm going to be speeding. Shall we look outside? Just as we go through Penrith Station. I should probably post my PC specs in the description, shouldn't I, as well, which I think I will do after this, in case anyone's interested. But I've got 32 gig of RAM. I've got a Zotac Gaming 4070 graphics card, and what's my processor? A 5900X, so it's a decent processor. Ah, there's the M6, look, that's the M6. Yeah, you drive straight under this bridge when you're going up there towards the Lake District. You can go to Keswick, you come off there and go to Keswick. That's right at the top end of the lakes. Yeah, Mr. Watt says you should be okay. Laptop is 3 or 4 years old. Yeah. Good evening, Tex. How are you? You agree the route revision map's definitely better in TSC compared to TSW. Yeah. This is great to me. This is like, I've been chilling out on this game. It's been great. Here we are. I say it every time. I like a long run. We're going down from Carlisle down to Preston, 90 miles. It's great. And out of that 90 miles, we've got 70 to go. Let's have a look at some of the other views. You got this guy, scary. Look at this guy. Look at that. That's unnerving, isn't it? That. Can I turn round in here? No, that's about as good as I can get. What other views have we got? Oh, that was that was a flyby camera. There it goes. We can go to the back like this. The view that we were just in as well. We can have the head out right, head out left. That's quite handy, isn't it? And this is the flyby. That's pretty neat, isn't it? That is pretty neat. Yeah. I think if you have a chance to get this, and you like your trains, and you've been playing TSW previous to this, I think you'll like this as well. Clifton and Lalver up Main is where we are now. The other thing I notice is when you get, in difference to TSW, when you get in the cab of one of these, the safety systems are on automatically. I'm going to assume there's a setting somewhere so that, you know, if you don't usually play with the safety systems on, you can start with them off and then just put them on. It doesn't matter to me. I'm fine with it because I usually play with them on. Or you can probably do it in the cab somewhere. And the other good thing about Train Simulator Classic is every route I've come across so far seems to have a manual with it. So you can learn about the route, you can learn about the trains that come with the route as well, and technical information about them, etc. So that's quite nice as well. Definitely a hobbyist's sim, this one. Yeah, it runs alright on yours, Mr. Water. That's good. Just, I mean, give it a try, Dave. Got an 80 coming up. There we go. Right, has it emergency brake me again? I tell you what, it's a bit unforgiving. Let me just turn that off. I think I need to wait till that alarm, till that goes off. There we go. Now I should be able to go again. Yeah, there we go. So I forgot to reset the alarm then, which is why it didn't let me pick up speed straight away. But yeah, if you speed on this, it's very unforgiving in this particular train. We're in the Pendolino, of course, the Class 390. In the Avanti livery, which is the one that runs up and down here now. It was Virgin, of course, before. I'm presuming this here as well on the screen, because they'll have just bought the stock off Virgin, won't they? But oh, let me zoom out a little bit. How do I? Right, okay. You see that? This cab's logged in VT. Is that Virgin Trains? Don't know. Possibly. So that must be a hang up from the Virgin Trains days. Gordon, you like TSC as much longer routes? Yeah, I do like a long route, as you know. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday afternoon. I've got one of the other routes I've got is a really old one, which is the Kyle of Lochalsh, one of the Highland routes, and I think it's like I can't remember if it's 83 or 93 miles long. and it features a Class 37. Anyway, I ran the whole route yesterday, end to end, in one session, 3 hours. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. Now that was a long. A long session, that. And it went all the way from the Carlisle Lookhouse at one end, all the way to Inverness at the other end. It took 3 hours, and it did take 3 hours as well. And this one, because this is like a quick drive, there's no points on this. The one that I did yesterday was a career scenario, so you can get points for that. And it ended up something like minus 19,000 points. That's how terrible I was at it. But I was terrible at it from a points perspective. But I really enjoyed it. So I was talking to a lot of the ambassadors. The ambassadors have said, "Oh, don't worry about the points. We switch them off. We're not bothered about the points. We have them permanently turned off as long as you enjoy driving it." And I thought to myself, yeah, I did really enjoy driving it. 3 hours, and it just passed just like that because I was enjoying it so much. So yeah, I've been getting right into it. So far in the queue, I've got OMSI 2 in the queue, which for those of you who are not familiar with that, that's it looks a lot like this actually. It looks like it's from this kind of time period when this was created. It looks like the same kind of engine that it's built in, but that's a bus simulator, and again, there's lots of UK stuff in that, so that will be going in. And as you know, I've got a Euro Truck Simulator 2. That's in the Steam library. That's ready to go. So as soon as I get my new desk, my bigger desk, I'm kind of like on a laptop desk at the moment. It's quite a thin desk. It's not very deep, so I'm struggling for space. But as soon as I get the new desk after my holidays, I'll be able to get the wheel out and connect the wheel up for OMSI 2, Euro Truck, and then of course all the other driving games that we've got on the console as well, such as Fernbus, Bus Sim 21, all the rest of the good ones we know and love that we've been playing for quite some time. So I would have liked to have done it all in a week, but I had so much to do, and I was working as well. So this is the Shap Summit coming up. In fact, the M6 runs right next to this as well. Have I done it again? I've done the emergency brake again, haven't I? Right, that's better. There we go. I must have slightly sped. Yeah, this is the Shap Summit, so I don't know if that's the M6 on that side or it's on this side. I want to say it's the other side of this hill. I think there's a motorway services in there. The other side of there. We'll see if we can see it. Speeding again. We are going down the other side of Shap Summit right now, so let me just put a notch of brake in there. I think that's the M6 over there. Let's pop back inside. Yeah, I mean, is it in the sale? It's quite often in the sale, isn't it? The base game is in the sale, Dave. If you didn't want to be bothered logging a support ticket or anything, you could just try it. I guess I think it goes quite cheap in the sale when it does go in the sale. So you might want to just take a gamble, but it's up to you, of course. As Farah says, he thinks it'll run. Gordon says, had issues telling what the next signal is at, red, yellow, etc. The info on the lights is small. Yeah, down here actually, yeah. I haven't been able to interpret these signals yet, so we got like a red, yellow, green there, as we would expect. But this next one's going to be a green. What does this change down at the bottom if we've got a yellow coming up? You know, does yellow go to the top, for example, meaning yellow is coming next? I'm not sure. I can see them at the trackside. So I know there's a signal coming up now in 0.25, which will make me look at the signal. It's green. But I just wonder, does this change if you've got a red coming up, for example? Not sure. Yeah, that's the other thing, Dave. You have to sign up for Steam. I don't know if you've already got. You've already got some games, haven't you, on your laptop? So you've probably already got a Steam account, so you should be alright. Ah, stays the same, says Joe. Right, excellent, thank you. And of course, there I'm comparing it to TSW, where we get the top right hand corner. We get the change in the signal. Right, we've got T-Bay coming up now. T-Bay, if you've ever driven north up the M6 on your way to Carlisle or to the lakes or wherever, just round T-Bay is one of the most, well, I think is the most impressive bits of road going, and it kind of cuts through the mountains at T-Bay, and you can see actually as you're going north, it's through this section here just to the right. There's the M6. You can see the signs there. See the blue signs there on the right. You come up under here and go off up there to Barnard's Castle and Middlesbrough, Newcastle if you're driving. But this section of road here is actually pretty neat, and you can see the railway when you're driving along, sort of snaking round. In our case now, we're going to snake around to the left, but it kind of threads between these hills. Quite an impressive bit of road, actually. Oh wow, what's happened to that bridge? The bridge is gone. Yeah, can you see up here? There, it's been modelled. All this rocky stuff here is literally cut out of the side of the mountains there. It's pretty neat. Yeah, there you go. So you go right next to the railway. And when you're driving, it's difficult not to get distracted by whatever's coming past. And the other little tidbit of information I'll give you is that just up here where these trees are is the motorway services, and the name of those services is the coolest name you've ever heard for services. I know this is a stupid topic of conversation. The services is called Killington Lake Services. Killington Lake, I love that. So I'm assuming there is a Killington Lake in there, or something called Killington Lake. So there you go, dropping some knowledge on the M6 North, where the British Ace fears to go. You cover the south, Joe. I'll cover the north. I think that's the way we'll do it. But there's the M6, and we've still got 50 miles to go, so it's looking good. There's the tilt, and there's the speed. Yes, you've done it again. I keep overspeeding and then it gets me. Let me pop back in, see what I did. I've got the sander light on for some reason. I should have read the manual, really. Ah, it's gone out now. There we go. So we should be alright. There we go. Yeah, as I said, an emergency brake is fine, isn't it? Because that's what it's meant to do. As long as you can recover after it and you can get going. Because as we know from TSW, some of those trains that we've got are difficult to recover from, aren't they? Especially the German ones. Yeah, you've got a Steam account. Yeah, it's like Mr. Water says, Dave. You could get it and see if it runs, and you've got a certain amount of time to refund it if it doesn't. So you could give it a try. And you've already got your Steam account, so that's good. And the other thing is, as well, is that well, we just came out of one actually, but there's obviously a lot more sales on Steam, as we all know, than on console, which, you know, is a shame. But if you are running it on PC, if you're running anything on PC, then there's always a Steam sale. The big summer one has just gone, but I'm sure there'll be another one coming out quite soon. So if you did buy this, Dave, or anyone, if you've got a PC and you wanted to buy a few routes, chances are they're going to be in the sale every single time. So we're still following the M6. We followed the M6 for quite a bit actually, on and off from this part downwards. Right next to it, look, there's a sign. Yeah, just have a look on the Steam page, Dave, for Train Simulator. It does make your mouth water a little bit though when you see the amount of stuff. I was on actually last night. I had a quick go. I've got the Huddersfield line as well, which I think, if I remember rightly, is the UK base route that you would get now if you bought Train Sim Classic. I think it's the Huddersfield line, so it's a more modern version of the one we've got in TSW. And I actually ran a pacer from Huddersfield down to Manchester Victoria. That was good fun. I enjoyed that. Everybody wants a pacer, and I finally got to drive one. Not in TSW, but at least I got to drive one. That was good fun. And the other thing that was weird is, you get so used to the Manchester to Leeds route in TSW. It was strange seeing a more modern version of it. Not modern as in the game, but modern as in the actual route itself. And I was trying to look for your house, Dave. I was looking for your house, Dave, but I couldn't remember exactly where it was again, because I thought the buildings are a bit more updated. So we may have actually seen where you used to live when you were a kid. I mean, you would spot it. You would spot it straight away. But the other thing as well is the speeds on that Huddersfield line. The speeds were better. They were a bit faster, and the safety systems on the. So yeah, quite enjoyed that. Yeah, tons of stuff for OMSI 2 as well. Yeah, I've been watching Joe play that quite a bit, and I quite fancied a look at that Yorkshire Counties DLC for that as well. Looks good fun. Right, we've still got 45 miles to go. I don't believe we've been through Oxenholme yet. And of course from Oxenholme you can go to, there's the Windermere branch as well. And I need to find out where I get that from and what the requirements are for that. That's not a dovetail route. That will be one you can download from somewhere that somebody's created. I need to look for that, because that's another little route that in real life I like travelling down. and that starts at Oxenholme. There's a bay platform at Oxenholme. You jump on there, and it's just a single track down to Windermere. And it's a nice little run. I think it's about 10 miles. So I need to find that. Big logo of 47 going the other way. It's all electrified now from Manchester to Stalybridge. Morley Station's gone, but has moved a bit further up the line, getting ready to electrify to Leeds. Got you? You avoided the game for many years due to the optimisation issues and bugs and glitches. OMSI, do you mean, Mr. Water? Talk about OMSI. Good evening, Tok. How are you? Right, Oxenholme, the aforementioned Oxenholme is coming up. So the Windermere branch is down here somewhere. Through here. Let me watch my speed through Oxenholme. We have got 110 the other side of the... There it is, you see, that branch line going off. That's the Windermere branch going there, off to the left. That's Oxenholme. See what I mean? It's a chilled out game, isn't it? I sat down in my chair yesterday, rubbed my hands together, I thought, right, where am I off to now? And I did that 3-hour Highlands route and just lost track of time. It's great. Yeah, OMSI 2 you were talking about, yeah. Yeah, maybe give it a try, Mr. Water. Well, I'll be playing it as well, so we'll dive in. And I've only got the basic OMSI 2 at the moment. I've been trying to watch Joe play it, then I can sort of learn how to use the ticket machine and that kind of thing. But we'll give it a whirl. I'll probably pick up a couple of DLCs once they're in the sale as well. You'd like to play this game too, but PCs are too complicated. Or if you've got a laptop, if you've got a gaming laptop like Mr. Water or Dave, maybe you could run it on their top. You know, you could even, it depends, I don't know what you've got now, what kit you've got now, but I mean, you could even go as far as to buy something that will, you know, just run this and not spend too much money. You know, you don't need a massive PC. You could run a monitor from a laptop if you've got a laptop. But this is very chilled out, it's great. I've got another route as well, which I've not. Well, I'll try and remember what I've got, shall I? UK wise, I've got this one. This is the West Coast Main Line over Shap. I've got the West Coast Main Line north, which is from Carlisle upwards, I think. I've got the West Coast Main Line south, which is where this Pendolino comes from. That's Euston to Birmingham. I've got the West Coast Main Line Trent Valley, so that kind of gives me the whole of the West Coast Main Line, doesn't it, pretty much. I've got the North Wales Coastal, which I've had a very quick go on. I've got that Kyle of Lockhouse route, which I mentioned. The Huddersfield route, I've got. What else have I got? UK wise. Oh, the Fife. Is it Fife Circle? The Scottish one with the Forth Bridge in it. I've got that. I've not run that yet though. I've not run that one. Is there anything else? I think that's it. So, I've got plenty to be going on with, and plenty I can show on the channel, which is really good. How are we doing? We've got 34 miles to go. Shall we have a look outside? I miss all the scenery as we go past the sewage works there. I wasn't talking about that kind of scenery. I mean, yeah, it's not TSW graphics, is it? But it's got its own merits. This, it really has. I'm quite happy with it. Burton Home up Main. Yeah, I love that you're able to learn about the route as well. And the manuals are pretty good as well. Right, see if we tilt round this bend. There's a little bit, maybe we're not going fast enough, maybe it's not curved enough. It's doing it a little bit. There's a little bit. Good evening, Popcorn. How are you? Yeah, loving it. Yeah, so far I've only played Train Sim Classic so far. It's tilting now, but yeah, really enjoying it so far. Nice horn. Yeah, I might take you up on that, Joe. Actually, yeah. Yeah, if you could show me, that's good. I haven't got it installed, but perhaps you could show me. That'd be good, if you don't mind. Dave, if your laptop's running Windows 11, if it's able to run Windows 11, then I'm gonna take a gamble that you'll be all right with this. Just gone through the scenery. Yes, like I said at the start, we're slightly out of context with the other trains that are passing us, because this Pendolino doesn't come with this route. This route, when is this route set? Is it early 80s? Looks like early 80s, doesn't it? Early to mid 80s, if I had to guess, without looking at the manual. So the Pendolino wasn't around then, obviously. So there is an option at the beginning, as I said, to take off all but your own train. And as we come through Cornforth, I'm just going to pop out to show you something. Here's another place I worked on the railway. This building there with the red roof, as we got another emergency brake. I worked in there for the civil engineers, and we were the first ones to move into that building, and we were on the top. The civil engineers were on the top deck, and rail freight were at the bottom. It was where all the drivers hung out, the rail freight drivers. Steamtown is over there, over this side. quite soon we will see Morecambe Bay. If you look over to your right hand side, there it is, you can just see it popping out. That's Morecambe Bay. And I'm sure somewhere somebody has probably done Lancaster to Morecambe branch as well. So I need to look for that one too. See, I'm trying to build up all the local stuff. But Lancaster to Morecambe, that's another short one. It's only a couple of miles, but it's probably worth getting. I need to look on the workshop, etc. But yeah, this is Morecambe Bay. If you take the route up to Barrow, you sort of come around this peninsula, and you go along the Grange over Sands, Cork, Ulverston, blah blah blah, all the way up to Barrow, which is what these hills are. That's the Lake District there. That's the southern tip of the Lake District. There's a Hestbank level crossing coming up here, which you can sometimes spend ages sat waiting at, because the main road goes right across the railway. So you can imagine how many trains are going through on the main line. It's not that one, it's further down. Good evening, Mike. How are you? Mike Oxlong, good to see you. Where are we going from? We started at Carlisle and we're just going down to Preston. If you've got Nvidia GeForce GTX, Dave, I'm definitely going to hazard a guess that you're alright. Speed up a little bit. The Pendolino can time travel, yeah. Here's the crossing coming up. This level crossing here takes you straight down to the bay there. So you can actually just go to the beach there, so it's quite popular. People going backwards and forwards across the crossing. Hestbank. The tide's in. That's quite nice. That takes you off to, I think that goes to Morecambe. That goes off to Morecambe from the north. From the south it comes from Lancaster. So I must try and find that and get hold of it. Right. That's a warning that we've got a 75 coming up. 3/4 of a mile, so I'll just start slowing it down, and then we'll pass through Lancaster pretty quick. Yeah, I've got 32 gig, Mr. Water. Did I miss acknowledging something again? Oh, there we go. It's all alarms in this thing. I really should read the manual to find out what they all kind of mean. So this is the Loon Viaduct. This is a nice piece of bridge. You can go up there to Morecambe if you're driving it. You can go up there. Pass through Lancaster. Lancaster City football ground is coming up on the right hand side. There it is. That's Lancaster City. In real life it's got Stand on that side. The non-league. This is Lancaster. Good luck driving Steam. Oh yeah, that's the point. I've got the Flying Scotsman as well. I have got the Flying Scotsman, but I think I'll get used to these first. You're gonna have to get this route as well. Yeah. This route comes with the is that the 86 or the 87? that keeps passing us. I forget. Anyway, whichever one it is, right? I didn't realise that it's a tap changer. I didn't realise. I didn't know, in my naivety and lack of knowledge of trains, I didn't even know there was anything that was tap changing over here. Obviously, the German trains, there's a lot of tap changing sort of locals, isn't there? But so I had a quick go on that the other night, and that took a bit of getting used to. So to have the Pendolino on there, you'd need the West Coast Main Line South as well, which is where the Pendolino comes from. Because once you've got those routes, you can kind of mix and match, which is what I'm doing right now. Right, this is the Albeck up Main. So this section of the line is really familiar to me. So when I started as a railway trainee back in the day, when those 86s or 87s, whatever they are, were still around, by the way, I was working at Preston Station briefly on the platforms as part of my work experience. And I was helping some old dear onto the train with all the bags, and she was dithering, and she got on the train. Oh, I think I'll sit here, love. No, I'll sit over here. Oh, actually, no, I want to sit here. And I'm thinking, this train's going to pull out in a minute. We need to hurry up. So I think she had a cat with her in a basket, and God knows what else. And I was carrying it around for her. Anyway, next minute, I'm still in the middle of the train. Everyone else is getting on behind me. I heard the guard blow his whistle. The doors were slamming. They were still slamming the doors in them days. I got stuck on the train, didn't I, at Preston? So I was panicking. I'd only been working there 2 weeks. So I ran to the window, slid the window down, shouted out to my mate on the platform, "What am I meant to do? What am I meant to do?" He says, "It's fine. Just travel to Lancaster. If anyone says anything, you say you got overcarried. Get off at Lancaster, jump on the next one back, and don't worry about it. You're getting paid all this time while you're doing this." So I did. So I went to Lancaster and back. It's only about 20 minutes though each way. But I panicked at the time. I was only 16. I was thinking, my boss is going to shout. I'm not going to be there at the platform. He's going to wonder where the hell I've gone. Bay Horse. So we're quite near to Garstang. There's a town just outside Preston, between Preston and Lancaster, coming up on the left somewhere. Good evening, SNCF, how are you? That's why you created the event, probably Preston. Yeah, exactly. I think I've got the graphics settings for this on, I don't know if it's high or highest. I think when I had it on highest, actually, it was causing the view through the windscreen to be quite sharp, but this view of the cab here was a bit blurry. So I think I might have dialed it down to high, but you'd probably agree high looks alright. And this is all the standard scenery. I've not done anything with the scenery, as we've said at the beginning, just the track upgrade I've got. That's the only thing I've got that's different to the standard. Are we getting further than 2 miles today? That's the point, yeah. That really was the first look at it that I did in that video, and I intended to go to Lancaster, and I was just testing it. and I was testing talking at the same time, obviously, and then it was only when I listened to it back afterwards I thought, oh, actually I might as well upload that, because that is the genuine first go in Train Simulator that I've ever done. So, you know, just for the sort of novelty of it, I thought I'd do that. So, but I did intend to go to Lancaster. I had so much fun talking about my old schools and things that I kind of got lost in the moment. So we picked up the M6 again here on the left. We're not far actually from where I finished the other day in that first video. Great horn. You're playing ETS2 on high graphics settings, but have the overclocking software set full. My graphics card is the overclocking edition. I'm too scared to do anything with it. As long as the thing's running, I don't know enough about it to start overclocking it, and I don't want to prang anything. Do you know what I mean? I could, but I'm too scared. It honestly, the two PCs that I've built in the last year, this one and the one I did for my son last year, it's a horrible, horrible moment when you first press the power button for the first time, because you just don't know whether everything's going to spin up or not, and you have it in the back of your mind, what do I do now if something's fried? How do you even tell which bit of it's fried? But actually, fortunately, it's worked out both times and it's been alright. So, I think, as far as overclocking goes, I set my my RAM wasn't running at the correct speed. The RAM is 3600 speed RAM, and I think out of the box it was something like 2800. So I know in the BIOS there was a profile already set up, a safe profile that you can switch to get it up to the 3600. So I did that, but I haven't done anything else. Just didn't fancy it. Just over 6 miles to go. Thanks everybody for coming in though. I know we're normally exclusively on the console, but going forward I think we'll do a bit of everything. Then there's a bit more variety then as well, isn't there then? So this is Barton. So we're not far away now from where I finished that video the other day. Right, you got some software that does it. Okay. You're pretty safe, aren't you, if there's like a software that sort of steps it up for you. Right, got 115 coming up, but we're already under that, so we're good. So we're going to start reducing now to come into Preston. 75 down to 80. The other thing about my PC is that I got for the processor I got a Corsair IQ 100i LCD XT radiator as well, and that is keeping my just cancel that. That's keeping my CPU right now playing this and the streaming software and everything going. 68 degrees my CPU temperature is at. When I'm running nothing but the bare bones computer, it's about 47 degrees it runs at. But now under load, it's 68 degrees, which isn't bad. There's plenty of fans on it though. Got to get the speed down to 35. There's St Walburg's Church on the right, and Fylde Junction, as I mentioned the other day, is it's emergency brake me again, hasn't it? Need to wait for that sander to come off. Fylde Junction is where you go off up to Blackpool, just to our right. You can't just see it at the moment. Let's just wait for that to clear. Come on. Eventually, it will do it. And wait, oh, there you go. It's finally cleared. LGV lines are better than the UK HSL. I do quite like running the LGV on TSW actually. Yeah. Never going to the BIOS to do it. It's asking for trouble. Yeah. I'm always overspeeding. I'm always doing it. It does take some getting used to. And as I said, this particular train, I don't know if they're all the same, but this particular train is pretty unforgiving when it comes to just going over the speed limit just slightly. It'll get you for it, you know. I think we'll just trickle in the station. So that's Fylde Junction there. That's going off up to Blackpool, up that side. And this is Preston. Got mail train there. Ladywell sidings. This is Preston town centre right here. All this. And this is platform 4. So this is an older looking Preston station. It doesn't look like this now. So this is the one that comes with this this particular route. It's much more modern now. In real life, that is. Gotta be careful I don't spad. That wouldn't do us any good, would it? So we got the doors open. We've made it 90 miles. That was a good run, wasn't it? That's a good, nice, chilled out run, wasn't it? Love it. So, I think that's it for tonight. Thanks for joining me. We've got plenty more of this coming up. We'll mix it up a bit with the console stuff and the other stuff we've got on PC. But yeah, thanks for coming in. It's been great having you in. And let me just get rid of that. Stop that beeping. And enjoy your rest of your evening, everybody. Thanks for your company. I'll catch you on the next one. All the best. See you later.